Last season was very rewarding, and I'm extremely proud of what happened with our team last year. We experienced some real early season losses to our roster in point guard Amari Furman, Kyle Oddister, both losing them for the year. Both guys had a chance to be starters for us. What we had to do, because of our lack of depth at that time, was really kind of, how we say it, kind of slow the ball down. And we really played a half-court game, and we played great defense every night and really kept us in a lot of games. So I'm real proud of what the team was able to accomplish, because we were one of the more slower paced teams out in the conference, but we were also one of the more unselfish and I think exciting teams internally. We really played for each other because we had such a limited roster throughout the year. We were one of the top 10 teams defensively in the nation last year. I think we were ranked #1 in the nation defending the three-point line for most of the season. And we want to keep hanging our hat on our defensive ability to be able to stay in the top, top 10, 15 in the nation defensively. But we need to become a little more aggressive offensively. We need to score at a more consistent basis. And then, we finished the year 15-15. We were second place in conference, and we want to see some improvement on that. We want to see some improvement in our overall record, and see if we can't, creep up there to 17, 18, 19 wins and compete for a postseason bid. Whether that's an NCAA tournament bid, which is of course the #1 goal, or another tournament to continue the season and get the Cal Poly mindset that we play an extra season. Everybody talks about 3 seasons, and we really want to have a 3rd season, and that's of course the preseason, the regular season, and postseason. And last year, a little disappointed with postseason play, where we lose a game in overtime to a very good Riverside team. But we want to be able to see if we can't, win a couple more games in the postseason and get to a postseason tournament. I think everybody would be happy with that. But we don't want to change our philosophy defensively. And we're a very a solid defensive team. We contest a lot of shots. We really do a good job in our scouting report. The thing that I think everybody that's really close to the game of basketball has to understand is that our defensive, so to speak, record, a lot of that has to do with the fact that we played slow on offense, that we took a lot of time to shoot the ball and we milked the shot clock. Well, now we're probably going to play a little faster. We're going to look for an earlier shot in transition. We'll look for the first shot that's open in rhythm. We still want to get good shots, but there's going to be more possessions to the game. So naturally the scoring that for us should improve, but also your opponents probably improve because there'll be more possessions out there. So I don't anticipate our defensive numbers as far as point total being as low, but I hope that we can continue to keep the opponent's percentage down on what their shooting percentage is. So that's really the key for us, and then continue to take care of the ball on the offensive end as well, improve our shooting percentage. But what's great about that was it's a lifetime experience. Going to Costa Rica is not just a trip that you say, wow, what did you accomplish with basketball? It really, our players will remember that trip the rest of their life, as will I. And the camaraderie that our coaching staff continues to build, the understanding of our philosophy. We added an assistant coach this year in Sam Kirby, as we lost Coach Amaral. So I'm adding a new staff member to the team and developing that chemistry of roles and what they look for in the games. And then the teams, new guys that we had to blend into the team. We added 5 guys that have not played together under game competition with Amari Furman, Kyle Oddister, Reese Morgan, Chris Eversley, and Will Taylor. And you add 5 new bodies to the mix. That's really important to develop that chemistry. And the best thing I think of that entire thing is that we went on that trip and we had no injuries. And just the opposite, we really developed some great physical conditioning. Because of 10 extra practices and the extra week of playing, we played 3 really competitive games, very good teams, very physical teams, and that's going to help us down the road. And we just know that's really going to help us in this fall conditioning period because we're already in good shape coming into the year. At the point guard spot, really what we're looking at is Amari Furman. We took him on a trip with us this summer to Costa Rica. He really did show he's in good condition. His knee's 100% recovered. He had an ACL, was out for the year. He's got 1 year of eligibility left. I see Amari being the starting point guard, barring any other injuries. And then looking at freshman of the year, Malik Love, and Jamal Johnson, both contributing at the point guard spot and a little bit at the two. They can both shoot it and handle the basketball, so when we have to break presses, we can play 2 point guards at once. At the shooting guard spot, Reese Morgan, the freshman, has come in and done everything we expected him to do. He's actually a little better defensively than we thought. He's caught up into our matchup zone very well. Also adding Kyle Oddister, returning a guy like Dylan Royer, who had some great games for us at the end of the season. And even another guy for us last year when we had the injuries playing the 2-guard spot was Matt Tishnell. So we feel like we have some depth at that 2 spot. And at the small forward, replacing Sean Lewis, will be moving Chris O'Brien and Drake Yu over to more of the small forward spot, playing a little smaller, quicker, better ball handling group that way. And then Chris Eversley gives us the bigger athletic 3-man if we need to go that route. At the power forward spot, returning all-conference, second-team all-conference player David Hansen, scores it inside, scores it outside, understands what we're doing. And backing him up is Jordan Lewis, who's a 5th-year senior as well. Really understands the game, understands our offense and defense. In the center spot, we'll be held down by Will Donahue, with Will Taylor doing an unbelievable job, in great condition, great energy. Whether he's a starter or coming off the bench, we're not sure, but we know he'll play significant minutes for us. There's a couple things that we did, and I think they're real exciting. First of all, continuing with our theme of playing top Pac-10 teams and playing Pac-10 teams up and down our West Coast here, or I guess Pac-12 now, which would be USC, and playing in the new Galen Center. It's been open for a few years, but Cal Poly hasn't been down there, and I think it's great for our alumni base and our booster supporters, families and friends get down to Los Angeles, where we have a lot of games, but getting to the Galen Center on a Saturday afternoon for a game. Also going to UNLV, and an old rival that was there, and playing at UNLV, as well as playing in a tournament at UNLV or in Las Vegas over Thanksgiving. And then for a home game, I thought we worked hard to get a marquee team in this year, and had some scheduling things to work out, but able to get St. Mary's. It's been a perennial top 30 team, has been to the tournament a couple times in the last 5 years. So Randy Bennett's done an unbelievable job up there at St. Mary's, and get that team with all the Australians they have on their team down here to Cal Poly, I think is big. And then we also try to go someplace exciting for recruiting, exciting for our guys, and crazy as it sounds, but getting away from the sunshine of California and go and find the snow of Chicago, and going up there for 3 days and playing at DePaul in Rosemont Arena there in Illinois. And so that's going to be exciting for our entire team, just to get away, a different place, different venue, and play in a Big East team like DePaul. Well, what we're going to find out real quick is just how much of the gap have we closed on Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara's won the tournament, gone to the tournament twice. They've got just about everybody back. They've got a point guard that they've had to replace the one player they've lost. So from everything we're hearing, seeing, and smelling, Santa Barbara and Long Beach have been the prohibitive favorites to win the conference. Long Beach won it by 3 or 4 games last year. So your hat's got to go off to Long Beach State. Santa Barbara knocks Long Beach State off to go to the tournament. So there's number 1 and 2, and I think we played number 1 and 2 right out of the box. And so that's going to be great for us, because basically, we have an experienced team. We're ready for that challenge, and we'll find exactly where we measure that. The rest of the conference is explosive and scary and talented as well. When you look at the transfers that Fullerton has received, we look at the history and tradition and how strong Pacific has been. We already know what Riverside can do. They knocked us off in the tournament, and they've got 80% of their roster coming back out. We lost to them in an overtime game. Northridge and Coach Braswell is always very talented. Irvine and their programs, the way they press and trap and bring other guys up around. Davis has got a new coach, which always brings excitement and energy to a team. So as you just look up and down that roster, and you look up and down the teams, you go, my goodness, every night, like the Big West has been, anybody could be 500, and anybody could really fight for to win the conference. We hope we're a team that's not fighting for the 500, but we hope we're a team that's fighting for a conference title.